record this video for you. I think it's important to track our progress, and one of the best ways to do that is to do the same sequence repeatedly. So with this video, I want you to try to do this at least twice a week, if you can, between now and the 16th when we see each other again in class. So what you'll need for today, you'll need a block. You can always grab 2 blocks or anything that you can use in place of a block, maybe a really thick book or maybe even a really thick or sturdy water bottle, just something to help you, to use it to help you to stabilize. One of you asked me about being able to keep your arm, to keep your leg in place over your arm in elephant trunk pose. So you might need the strap for that to try that, and it will also be helpful if you want to go into when you go into the standing balancing twist, the revolved balancing twist that we're going to do in the practice. So if you have a strap handy, go ahead and make your loop and just place your strap off to the side. Or if you don't have a strap, you can use a tie, a scarf, anything, a belt even could work. A belt might be really great because then you could loop it, and that might be easier to keep your leg in place over your arm. The beauty of this is not only the fact that we will be able to hopefully track practice, but you can pause me, rewind, and go again if you didn't get one of the cues that I said or what have you. So, get your props, get your water handy, and we'll get started in a few moments. All right, welcome back. We're going to start seated. So sitting up on your block is a great place to be. Helps to elevate your hips, take any tension off of your hip flexors, and it allows you to sit up nice and tall. So go ahead and grab your block, have a seat. You can rest your hands on your thighs and close your eyes. We're just going to get started with a little bit of breathing to center the self and then get moving into our practice. So feel your sitting bones weighted heavily on your mat or on your block. Go ahead and close your eyes. Take a big breath in through your nose. Hold the breath and then exhale softly through your mouth. Just do this for a few times, giving yourself the opportunity to be here fully and arrive fully on your mat. Take another big breath in. Feel your ribcage expand. Pause at the top of your inhalation and then exhale, fully let it all go. Take one more big breath in. Exhale through your mouth. Let it all go. Now we will begin to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. So inhaling from the base of your spine, filling your rib cage up, filling it up to the sides and to the back. Inhaling so deeply you feel your chest lift and your collarbones lift. Pause. And then exhale fully through your nose. Let's get the arms moving. So inhale, sweep both arms up, bring your palms to meet and look up at your hands as they meet. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Let's repeat this a few more times. Big breath in, reach up. And exhale. One last one. Big breath in. And exhale, hands to heart. Interlock your fingers, press your palms down, pushing through the wrist, not your fingers. Take an inhale and follow your hands as you come up, reaching the palms up towards the ceiling. Pull your ribs in so you're not overarching your lower back, relax through your shoulders. Take an inhale, lengthen out of the side body or out of your waist, and as you exhale, you're just going to come over to your right side. Make sure that when you've come over to your right, you're not allowing your left sitting bone to lift up off of your mat. If it feels okay with your neck, go ahead and maybe shift your gaze up towards the left. Take another inhale here, see if you can create more space on either side of your spine or your torso. And exhale, see if you can pull yourself a little bit more over to your right. Take one more inhale here and exhale, lift back up and release. Take another inhale, super, super long side body, and exhale, guide yourself over to your left side this time. Being mindful of rotation through your rib cage, as well as a lifting of your sitting bone off of your mat. Choosing to shift your gaze over to your right or keeping your gaze straight ahead, the choice is yours. Keep reaching up and getting long through your spine as you root down through your sitting bones. Breathe into your rib cage. Take another inhale. Exhale, squeeze to come back up to center and to release. Moving into a twist, take your left hand and place it on your right thigh. Bring your right fingertips behind you. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, draw your ribs in and twist over to your right. Take another inhale here and exhale, twisting a little bit more deeply if you can, being mindful always of keeping your hips and pelvis facing forward and your sitting bones grounded. Draw your right shoulder blade back to the middle of your spine, retract. Draw your left shoulder blade further forward away from the middle of your spine, protract to deepen your twists. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, move from the rib cage, belly, ribs, chest, and head is last. Second side. Right hand on your left thigh, left fingertips reaching behind you. Take an inhale, and exhale, pull your ribs in and twist to your left. Take another big breath in, and exhale, twist to your left once again. Moving through the shoulder blades, left shoulder blade back, right shoulder blade forward. Take a big breath in and exhale, slowly, slowly, slowly unwind. So bring your fingertips behind you. You're going to tent your fingers. Take an inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, reach the crown of your head to the back of your mat. Relax your shoulders to resist the urge to pinch your shoulder blades together like so. Keep your shoulders in neutral. Take another inhale. See if you can stretch your front body a little bit more, lifting your chest up. Exhale, reaching the crown of your head to the back of your room. Being mindful that you can still swallow in this mini back bend. Take one more inhale here and exhale, pull your ribs in, come back to center. Good, moving into a forward fold. Inhale, sweep both arms around and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips and come into your forward fold. Allow your head to drop. Keep your sitting bones rooted. Inhale to look long. Exhale, walk your hands back, restacking your spine. Change the cross of your legs and we'll do the forward fold again. Good. So let's go for a forward fold on the second side. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hinge at the hip. Come into your forward fold, letting your head drop. Inhale to look long. Exhale, walk your hands back. Good stuff. So move your block out of the way, place it off to the side. Maybe the upper left-hand corner because that's where you'll most likely need it for the first revolved half moon. So make your way onto your hands and knees. We're going to go through our wrist stretches. So I want you to spread your fingers nice and wide. Make sure you're pressing into the bridge of your hand as well as your fingertips. And you do want your wrists to be underneath your shoulders. You're going to walk your knees back or forward so that they're underneath your hips. You can choose to tuck your toes under for more stability, or you can have the tops of your feet on your mat. So starting to stretch your wrist out, you're going to shift your body weight forward, bringing your shoulders over your fingertips, or maybe even further beyond that. Hold that there. Shoulders back, pull your ribs in, activate your glutes and your inner thigh muscles. Keep your breath flowing, that doesn't change. And now shift back to neutral. Okay? So now I want you to turn your fingertips so that they're facing outward, so the heel of your hands are facing in. If you bring your wrist in a little bit closer towards each other, that's okay. All you're going to do for me here is maintain your long spine and shift from side to side, putting a little bit of pressure into your fingertips and the bridge of your hands. So pay attention to the shifting of the weight and keeping that weight equally distributed as much as you can. And you're moving as far as you can without hurting your wrist. You just want to feel a bit of a stretch in your forearms. come back to center, maybe go up and down a little bit, just a little bit, not too far. Good, and back to center. Now for the next one, you can choose to do one hand at a time, especially if you cannot get your fingers to turn directly towards your knees. So in other words, you can turn your right hand this way and your left hand would be this way. If for whatever reason you can't get it turned all the way around, go as far as you can and just bend your wrist in the same direction. So you might have noticed I have my hand here at an angle. I'm not going to try to bring my hips back this way. I will actually shift my body weight over that way so that the stretch still happens in the forearm and the wrist and you're not hurting your wrist. However, if you can do both at the same time, fingers are going to face your knees and you're going to sit back as far as you can without allowing the heel of your hands to lift up off of your mat. Pay attention to the feedback that your body is giving you and honor it. Good. And if you want to, you have the benefit here playing with lifting your fingers up one at a time, just to work on strengthening your hand muscles a little bit more, finger muscles. Good. And now very slowly peel your palms off. Flip your palms up now. Spread your fingers out. So you're stretching the wrists in the opposite direction. And again, you can do this one at a time. There's no need to move anywhere. This is pretty intense as it is. Good. So very slowly, very carefully peel your hands off once again. Sit back or kneel. Bring your hands together, interlacing your fingers. Heel of hands touching and go through some wrist rolls. So you're making a figure 8. Change direction with the rolls. Good. And release. Go through a couple of namaste rolls, just backward and forward, pressing them into each other. Good. And let it go. So now your wrists are nice and ready and open and ready for your vinyasa practice. So come onto your hands and knees once again. And let's move through our cat-cow, and we're going to incorporate a cat lift. So if you did have your toes tucked under, I want you to untuck them so the tops of your feet are on your mat. So your gaze is looking down at your thumbs to start. Nice long neutral spine. Take an inhale, lift your sitting bones up, reach your heart center forward. Exhale, round your spine, press into the tops of your feet, tone your glutes in your belly, lift up. Allow your knees to rest gently. Come into cow pose once again. Exhale, pull your ribs in, push into your hands and the tops of your feet, lift up. Good, and rest gently. You're using your breath, you're going with control through these movements. If for whatever reason this cat lift on the tops of the feet, it's not working for you, do it with your toes tucked under. That's fine, but it's really nice to stretch the tops of the feet out. It's not something that we do very often. And if you ladies tend to wear heels a lot, well actually, if you wear heels a lot, tucking your toes under would be better. But since the guys, we tend to get tight here at the ankle, this would be a better option for you. Let's do 2 more here. Last one. And release. From here, just transition into extended child's pose. Remember, this is a pose of rest. You can always come back here if you need to take a break. Get ready to ease into our modified half series. Take a big breath in. Exhale, let it all go. Inhale, lift your gaze and shift forward into your kneeling plank position. Hugging ribs in, squeezing your glutes, toning your inner thighs towards each other. Shift forward slightly. Elbow creases forward. Exhale, lower into your chaturanga. Inhale to press yourself back up to your kneeling plank, and exhale to sit back. You know the drill. Inhaling forward, exhale lower, inhale press up, exhale shift back. So you can choose to add in the cat lift here. I'll show you. Lower, when you press back up to your plank, press into the tops of your feet and lift. So you're kind of coming into a downward dog shape even. Slowly come back down. You can go forward again, lower, press up, shift back to here. Okay, so make it your own. Do whatever feels good for you. Maybe skip it all together and just do your regular one. That's fine too. But whatever option you've chosen, do one more or two. And then tuck your toes under. Lift your knees off to a hover. Hold it. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Now arc your knees up and back. Find downward facing dog. Hold your dog. Then we're going to come back into plank pose. Hold your plank for just a little bit. And I'll push up and back into downward facing dog. Now from here, I want you to bend your right knee right in towards your chest. You're going to make some circles. Big circles, little circles. Making sure you're moving from your hip. 5 circles in one direction. Trying to keep your ribs drawing in. Now change direction. A little bit of a bend in your left knee is fine. Feel the head of your thigh bone moving in your hip socket and come back to center. Second side, left knee drawn in and off you go, circles. Press, push into both hands equally so you're not allowing your weight to shift more into one side than the next. You guys know I can't count, so if I've done more on one side, make sure you don't. Change in direction now. Woo! Really feeling this in your glutes? I know I'm feeling it in mine for sure. One more for good measure, and come back to center. Bend your knees. Lift your sitting bones up nice and high. Lift your gaze, and you can hop or step to the top of your mat. When you get there, your feet will be at hip distance. Take an inhale and slowly rise all the way up to stand, and exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. We're moving into our Sun Salutations. So if you're not already there, make your way to the top of your mat. Feet are at hip distance, legs are toned, thighs are drawing in, hands at your heart center. As usual, you can modify by placing your knee down or keep your knees off. I'm going to mix it up. So inhale, circle your arms around and up. Exhale, forward fold, bending your knees. Inhale, step your right foot to the back of your mat, placing your right knee down, sweeping both arms up, hugging into your midline, pulling your ribs in. Exhale to step yourself back into extended child's pose or take downward facing dog. Inhale into plank pose. Exhale, lower into your chaturanga. Inhale, take your up dog or your cobra pose. Exhaling into extended child's pose or downward facing dog. Inhale to step your right foot to the top of your mat. And you know, if it doesn't quite get there, use your hand to push your foot forward so your heel is underneath your knee. Then add your arms. Exhale to step your left foot to the top of your mat into your forward fold. Inhale to reverse swan dive all the way up to stand. Exhale, hinge at your hips, sit back into chair pose. Inhale, pushing into your feet, reaching up to stand tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step your left foot to the back of your mat, placing your left knee down, making sure you maintain hips distance, and then sweep your arms up, or maybe you modify and bring your arms out to the side. Exhale to step back into downward facing dog, or keep it modified with me and come back into extended child's pose. Inhale to shift your body weight forward, coming into your plank. Knees can rest. Exhale, lower into chaturanga, elbows close to ribs. Inhale, your chest rests. Lift your heart up for cobra. Exhale into your downward dog or extended child's pose. Inhale to step your left foot to the top of your mat by your left thumb, giving yourself a little hand if you need it. And then bring your arms up, out to the side, or maybe at your heart. Exhale to step forward into your forward fold. Inhale to reverse swan dive all the way up to the standing position. And exhaling, hinging at the hips, weight in heels, sit back chair. Let's do one more round, and this time I'll do the full expression. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, right foot steps back. You can always look. Push into both feet. Bring your arms up. Ribs in. Exhale, plant your palms and step back. Downward facing dog. Inhale into your plank. Lower into your chaturanga. Press yourself up into up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward. Resist to use momentum. Use your core. Press into your feet. Sweep both arms up. Right butt cheek coming over to your left. Hug in. Glutes are activated. Exhale to step forward into your forward fold. Inhale, root down, rise up tall. Exhale, chair. Last time on our left side. Inhale, reach up, back bend if you're ready. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step your left foot to the back of your mat. Nice big lunge. Arms up. Bend your back knee if your lower back is bothering you. If you feel any pressure here, otherwise lift your left inner thigh up. Hug into your midline. Reach up. Exhale, plant your palms. Step back. Downward facing dog. Inhaling into your plank. Shift forward, lower into your chaturanga. Pressing up into upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come up onto your left fingertip. Shift your body weight into the right hand and foot. Bring your left knees close to your chest as you can. Guide it forward, plant your foot down. Come on up. High lunge or crescent lunge. Exhale to step forward into your forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up to stand. Exhale, sit back into your chair pose. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Okay, so this is a great opportunity to take a sip of water and come back, and we'll continue in a few moments. Okay, had your sip of water, let's continue with our practice. All right, so coming back to the top of your mat, feet are at hip distance, hands at your heart center. Take an inhale, circle your arms around and up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, come into your forward fold. Inhale, monkey or a flat back. Exhale to fold. Bend your knees, plant your palms so that your wrists are underneath your shoulders. Step back to plank pose. Good, hold your plank. Just gonna come back a little bit. Good, making sure I'm still in the frame. Okay, so hold your plank. Squeeze everything. Float your right leg up. Flex your ankle. Squeeze your glutes. Use your inner thighs and your hamstrings to hold you here. Take a big breath in. Exhale, push up and back into three-legged dog. Try not to open your hip. Hip stays square. Hip points stay facing down. Take a big breath in. Lift your leg up more if you can. Exhale, step your right foot to the top of your mat by your right thumb. Okay? Make sure your right knee is over your right heel. Make sure you're still at hip distance. Sweep your arms up. Hold your crescent lunge. Pull your ribs in. Activate your glutes. Lift your left inner thigh up. So now, wrap your right arm underneath your left. Option 1 is to relax your shoulders and let your hands rest on your shoulders. Option 2, the back of your palms will meet. Option 3, full wrap of your arms so your palms are touching. So from here, you're not going to allow your wrist to bend. So if that's happening, you want to avoid that. So if that is happening with the full bind, go for the half, okay? Hold your eagle arms, lift your elbows up, squeeze into your midline a little bit more. Take an inhale. From here, we're transitioning into Skandasana or a side lunge. you're going to shift your weight to the back. As you do so, pivot on the ball of your left foot. Toes will slightly point outward. Then you're going to shift your weight into your left foot and allow your hips to come down. Right toes are going to point up. Keep lifting your chest up. Keep lifting your elbows up into your Skandasana. Breathe. Hold it. Take another big breath in here. Exhale, transition into a twisted lunge. And release your bind. You might need to heel to your left foot, over to your left a little bit. Plant your right hand, okay? Squeeze into your midline. Left hip is going to move over to the right a little bit. Hug in. Reach your left arm, out in front of you as you inhale. Exhale, open up into a twisted lunge. So you're only going to look as far as you can maintain contact or an easy visual of your left thumb without straining your eyeball or your neck. So if that's happening, you can bring your arm further forward. You're still going to get the twist, okay? From here, you've got choices for your side plank. That's where we're heading to next. Choose to, you're rolling onto the outside edge of your right foot. Walk your left foot halfway down, stay here. Or grab a hold of your shin and pull your left knee up nice and high. Push, push, push. Hold it. Keep breathing. One more big breath in. One more exhale. Slowly come back to your low lunge. Plant your left palm, step back, downward facing dog. You have the option to rest, or you do have the option to flow. If you're choosing to flow, come forward into your plank. Lower into your chaturanga. Press up into upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, push your hips up and back. Find downward facing dog. All right, second side. Shifting forward into your plank. Gaze is looking down between your thumbs. Fire up your glutes. Pull your ribs in. Legs are active. Float your left leg up. Try not to shift forward. Hold your plank position. Toes pointing down. Big breath in. Exhale, push your legs up and back. Downward three-legged dog. Inhale, squeeze your glutes. Lift up even more if you can. Exhale, step your left foot to the top of your mat by your left thumb. Find stability. Make sure you're at hip distance. Then push into your feet. Come on up. Crescent lunge. Remember, back knee can bend a little bit if you need it to take pressure off of your lower back. Okay? Whew. Arms are reaching up. Pull your ribs in. Get ready now. Wrap your left arm underneath your right. Option 1. Option 2. Option 3. Long, long wrists. Lift your elbows up. Hold it here. Now, pull your left butt cheek a little bit over to your right. Hug in. Reach up. Let's get ready to transition into our side lunge. So, you are going to shift your weight into your right foot. Drop your right heel. Toes are slightly facing out. Good, so you're here. Push into your right foot. Hips come down, left toes turn up. Lift. So if this is your side lunge, that's okay. Work with where you are at today. And notice where you're at today in your practice. So come down as low as you can, pull your ribs in, lift your elbows up, hold it. Slowly transition into your low lunge, release your bind. Heel to your right foot, over to your right, adjust as you need, drop your hips. Plant your left palm, wrist is underneath your left shoulder. Inhale, sweep your right arm forward, exhale, draw your right shoulder blade back, open up into your twisted low lunge. So I'll show you another option for your side plank when we come into it. So before we held on to the shin when the leg was already halfway there. So now you can hold on to the shin from here. So take a big breath in. You're going to start pivoting on the back of the foot, on the back ball of your left foot, and drop your left heel down. Sorry. Roll onto the left side edge of your left foot, okay? Blade side edge. Really flex. That's your anchor. Now pull your knee up. Oops. Up and open up. Push, push, push into your hand. Push into the side of your foot. Keep opening up. Hold it here, squeeze. Look down at your mat, breathe. You can even extend your right arm out. Good. Hold on to your shin. Guide your foot back to the top of your mat. Plant your palm, step back, downward facing dog. Woo-wee! Take a break if you need to, or press on with your vinyasa. Inhaling forward, remember you can put your knees down. I sure will. Lower. Whew. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, press up and back. Find downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. Big breath in. And a big breath out. Okay, here we go. Inhale, right leg lifts up. And this time, exhale, step your right foot to the top of your mat by your right thumb. Okay? From here, drop your left heel so it lines up with your right heel. Check before you come up into your warrior two. So come on up. Left arm is reaching to the back. Right arm floats up. Check for your sassy warrior. Remember, if your warrior is sassy, you're going to take your thumb. You're going to take the web of your hand right here by the hip, just below your hip. You're going to push your hip forward so that your right hip comes up in line with your left. So now your warrior is strong, not sassy. Okay? Relax your shoulders and relax your jaw. You can always take a look back at your left arm to make sure your left arm is at shoulder height. You're hugging your ribs in, you're squeezing your glutes, draw your inner thighs towards each other. Always working to keep stability and strengthen your posture. Take an inhale, exhale, transition into your triangle pose. You can choose to keep your knee bent for triangle, or you can straighten up your leg. You're pulling your kneecap up through the contraction of the front of your thigh. Right arm is coming in on the inside to help give you a little bit of leverage to open up your twist a little bit more. And remembering to maintain connection, if you will, with the thumb. So your hitchhiker thumb is there, and you can see it easily and comfortably. Neck isn't straining, neither are your eyes. Take one more inhale, and exhale, come back up to your warrior two. From here, we're going to transition. So you're cartwheeling your hand down, and as you do, pick up your left heel, pivot on the ball of your foot, and you're going to reach to the upper left-hand corner of your mat. This is where you can reach for your yoga block. Put it on the highest height. Shift your body weight forward, float your left leg. Left leg is super strong, and you're pushing through the sole of your left foot. Turn the glutes on, so squeeze them. Right thumb, or should I say arm, is hanging down in front of you. Hitchhiker thumb is up. Take an inhale, look long. As you exhale, follow your thumb and open up into your revolved half moon. Try to keep your hip points facing down on your leg, on specifically your left leg, so your toes are pointing down. Whew. Take another big breath in. Big breath out. See if you can rotate a little bit more. Draw your right shoulder blade back. Slowly, slowly, release your fingertips to the floor, but keep your left leg up. Move your block out of the way. Take an inhale, look long here. Exhale, come into your standing. Splits, forehead to shin. Now bend both knees. You're not letting your left foot rest. You're going to come all the way up if you have any strength left. Ooh, let me grab my strap so I can show you with the strap. And come all the way up into a standing position. Left knee's nice and high. Left knee's up to hip height. So you can stay here with your left knee at hip height. Make sure you haven't hiked your hip up. Keep your hips level. You can always check. Your right hand will come on the outside of your left knee. And press those 2 points into each other. Then your left arm will come up to shoulder height. Take an inhale, and you'll exhale and open up into your twist. You're only looking as far as you can keep your eye on your thumb. Okay, that's one option. If you want to use the strap for the full extended revolved hand to big toe, revolved standing spinal twist, let's just call it that. Here's, you made the loop as I guided you to do before we started. So you will loop the strap around the ball of your foot, okay? So you will kick into the strap. You can have a little bit of a bend in your knee, but really engage the front of your thigh. Hold as close to the foot as you can, Okay, once you've got that there, same thing. Hold it here. You're rooting down into your standing leg. You're really squeezing the muscles of the leg that's out in front of you. Take another inhale. Exhale, come back. Release the bind. If you didn't use your strap, you could have always held onto the outside edge of your foot, okay? So bring your hands to your heart. Start to bend your standing knee. Moving through a warrior three. Push again through the sole of your left foot. Reach your crown and heart center forward. Bend your right knee more. Find your mat with your left toes. Hallelujah. Bring your arms up. Plant your palms. Take your vinyasa. Step back. Or rest. Downward facing dog. Inhaling plank. Lower into your chaturanga. Inhale. Take upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling. Pushing your hips up and back. Finding downward facing dog. I'm going to take a moment to move my block over to the other side. Okay? You do the same. If you're using your strap, get your strap handy. Okay? All right. Second side. Here we go. So now your left leg lifts up. Three-legged dog. Step your left foot to the top of your mat by your left thumb. Once you're ready, drop your right heel, lining it up with your left. Come on up into your warrior two. Woo! It's getting hot in here. It's like hot yoga. Good. Check for sass or stability. Arms are at shoulder height. Gaze is forward. Knees stacking over heel or just behind. Okay, so here or here. All right? Good. Relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. You got this. Breathe. In through your nose, out through your nose. Getting ready to transition. Take an inhale here, exhale, make your way into your triangle pose. Gaze can be up at your thumb, or if it feels more comfortable in your neck, you can look straight down. Your choice. Inhale, coming back up into your warrior two. Get ready, exhale. So you're bending your right knee. You're going to pivot on the ball of your right foot. Reach to the, grab your block, upper right hand corner. When you shift forward, you want your shoulder to be over the wrist. You're shifting forward, pause here for a moment, find your balance. Okay? Move your block in if you need to. Squeeze your butt. Get your right leg up nice and high so it's parallel to the floor. Standing leg is super fired up, as is your floating leg. Left arm comes down, hitchhiker thumb is up and ready to go. Take an inhale, look long. Exhale, open. I'm going to bend my elbow a little bit here because I'm close to the wall. Reaching up. If you're close to the wall, use it. Nothing wrong with getting a little help from Paul the wall. Hold it here, squeeze into your midline, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Ribs are drawing in, heart is reaching forward, foot is reaching back. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Get light on your block. If you feel you're really leaning into it, lift up off your block so you don't really need it as much. Take one more inhale. Exhale, release your fingertips to the floor. Move your block out of the way. But get your strap ready if you're going for it. Inhale, looking long. Exhale, standing splits. Bend both knees. Keep your right knee in close to your chest. Slowly, slowly, come on up to a standing position. Right knee comes up to hip height. Left hand comes on the outside of your left thigh. Press those 2 points into each other. Keep standing tall. Right arm comes up to shoulder height. Thumb is facing up. Take an inhale here. Exhale, open up into your twist. Choose. You could even choose to just hold your leg up there on its own. Or, I didn't give you that option before, but you could try it now. Or extend fully. Or use your strap as I showed you on the other side. Only looking as far as you can see your thumb comfortably. Take one more big breath in here. One more big exhale. You have the freedom to stay longer. And I hope you do. Come on back, hands to heart. Or maybe we challenge yourself and Let the arms start to extend, coming into our warrior three. Bend your left knee a little bit more, get a bit more glute activation, as if. Bend, 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 find your mat with your right toes. Give me a bit of a crescent lunge here. Inhale, big breath in. Exhale, plant your palms. Last vinyasa here, step back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, come into your plank. Lower into your chaturanga. Press up into upward facing dog or cobra pose. Exhale, push your hips up and back. Find downward facing dog. Take an inhale, shift forward into plank. Slowly lower all the way down onto your belly. Make a pillow with your hands. Place your forehead to the back of your hands. Just take a moment here. Reconnect with your breath. Start to bring awareness to your body. Bring your hands by your chest. You want your wrists to be underneath your elbows, but if you're a little bit newer to cobra pose, or if your lower back bothers you, you can have your arms a little bit further forward. Otherwise, you want your wrists to be underneath your elbows. Elbows are nice and high. Toning your legs, gently toning your glutes. Pull your ribs in, take an inhale. Start to stretch your front body. Lift your chest up, coming into extension for cobra. Exhale, hold it here. Feel the strength of your back muscles keeping you in extension. Relax your shoulders, so you're not pinching the shoulders together, you're letting your shoulders relax. Take another inhale, see if you can create more length in your spine, reach through the crown a little bit more. Maybe float your palms. Exhale, hold it. Take one more big breath in, and exhale, release. Just release your forehead down. So we're going to push up to plank. Full plank or kneeling. Either way, tuck your toes under. And when you do that, you're going to charge up your legs and feel your knees lift off. Okay? Pull your ribs in. Get your palms ready. Lift your gaze. Take an inhale. Squeeze everything. Exhale. Press up to plank. Find downward facing dog. Good job. Let's get to the top of our mat. So we're going to try to do a jump through, if you will. So what I want you to do for me is bend your knees. You're going to sweep your, I'll show you. You're going to take your right leg, your right foot, and guide your knee to your right wrist. And then the left foot will follow behind, left knee to left wrist. So when you bring them both in, they'll be crossed. So to do it a little bit faster, you'll go like this. Or maybe the left goes in first. Doesn't really matter. So you come to here, have a seat, bring your legs through. Okay, when you bring your legs through, they're going to come up. So your hands are staying down. Grab your blocks, especially if your arms are really short. Here's your test. Place your hands by your side and see if you can lift yourself off your mat. If you're finding it difficult to do that, to clear any space on the floor, grab blocks or your encyclopedias, dictionaries, whatever thick book you can use. Grab them, keep them nearby. Your strap as well, okay? So option one for what we're about to do next, which are some quad drills, a little bit of core, is to keep your knees bent. You're using your hands to help you here. I don't want your abdominals to get so much of the work, but I really want you to work your quads. So you'll be here, you can keep your knees bent, and you'll just tap, okay? Lower from the hip. Try not to cheat and bend your knees deeper. That's option one. Option two, depending on how, well, if you're feeling more energetic, legs will be straight. You're really squeezing your kneecaps to lift your, or should I say, squeezing your quads to lift your kneecaps up to hold the position, all right? We're gonna try for 20 reps. I feel I might need to do this in 2 sets of 10. We'll see how it goes. So anyhow, hands are planted, and if you can't reach the floor comfortably, use your blocks or whatever you're using, and off we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, squeeze, 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 and release. Okay, so we're getting ready to move into, or to prepare to move into our elephant trunk pose. Straps, blocks nearby. We have everything we need to get going. Okay, I'm going to move back a little bit so you can see all of me a little bit better. Oops, the mat doesn't want to move. Okay, I think you can, oh, you can see enough. Okay, good. All right, so we're going to prepare by opening up our hip just a little bit more before we give this a go. So keep your left leg straight, knees pointing up. Oh, hello there, Miko. Toes are pointing up. Everybody, this is Miko. Miko, this is everybody. Bend your right knee. So you're going to support the sole of your right foot with your left hand. He just woke up from a nap. And your right knee, you're going to support with your right hand. So I like to call this stirring the pot. Your leg bone, your thigh bone is your spoon, your hip socket is your bowl or your cup. So just bring your heel up in line with your knee, keep supporting, and stir. Make sure you're not doing this at the knee joint. Make sure it's happening more so at the hip. So big circles or little circles. Just stir. Don't spill anything. Good, change direction with your pot stirring. Left leg is still active, it's not getting floppy, we're keeping it working. Good, now you're going to cradle your baby. So from here, you can choose to let your right knee come out to the side, so you're opening up at the hip a little bit, and bring your heel over to your left shoulder. Okay, you can stay here. If you can, get the sole of your foot into the crease of your elbow. That would be your right foot into the crease of your left elbow. Then your left hand will support your shin here, and then your right hand will hug in here, hugging your baby. You're only going to take this option if you can keep your spine long, okay? You could choose to bend your extended leg and come here, but you're not going to let your chest fall in or your spine round. You will keep lifting your chest up. So that is an option you can take if cradling the baby doesn't work for you, okay? So hold it here, left leg is active, toes are pointing up as well as your knee. And breathe and smile. So glad we're doing this. Okay. So you might be feeling a stretch here and along here. At least that's where I'm feeling it. Good. From here, let's go into a twist. So just going to move over so I'm not on Miko. So you can choose to keep your left leg straight, put your right foot down, your knees can be pointing up. However, you can take this a little bit further. Roll onto the outside of your left hip, bend your left knee, bring it around to the back, and then have a seat. Sitting in this position, you do want both of your sitting bones to be down on your mat. You could try elevating your hips on a block, like so. Sitting close to the edge of the block. See how that feels. If that feels comfortable, it's actually really comfortable. I've never done this sitting up on a block before, but it feels really good. So you can stay there if that works for you. Now bring your right hand behind you. Bring your left arm up as you inhale. Pull your ribs in. Move through your rib cage. Anchor your tricep on the outside of your thigh. Okay? Take an inhale again. Exhale, pull your ribs in and twist a little bit more. Right shoulder blade is drawing back. You're guiding your left shoulder blade forward to deepen your rotation. Breathing deeply and fully. You're going to take another inhale here. Your exhalation is your release. So moving from your rib cage first and release. I'm going to take the block out from underneath me now. Okay, guys. Here it is, elephant trunk pose. Guys and gals, ladies and gents. So bring your leg back over this side. So we'll take it slow. Whew. Left leg is active. So remember before we started everything we were supporting. So go ahead and do that again. Support your right foot with your left hand. Bring your right arm up. Bring it on the inside of your right thigh. Okay? Now from here, lift your right foot up. You're still supporting it. Bring your right hand underneath and cup your ankle into the webbed part of your hand. Now use the left hand that's holding the bottom of your right foot to guide your right knee to the back. Guide it back as far as your hip will let it go. Maybe this is as far as you get today. That's okay. It's a start. We all have to start somewhere. Then you're going to try to get your leg as high up on your arm as you can. My knee is right just below my shoulder joint. So it's above my elbow, it's hanging out on my tricep. Once I've gotten my foot, or should I say my arm in place, I'm going to clamp down on it and plant my hand. So your yoga block should be here if you're going to use your yoga blocks. Okay? Oh, it's really difficult with the yoga block when you don't need it, but we'll see how it goes. So here we are. Leg is clamping down. Hands are on blocks. This leg is fired up. So for today, this is really awkward with the block, but I'm going to try to do it with the blocks. So you want to lean forward. I have to lean forward here. And I'm going to take a big breath in. As I exhale, I'm going to push down into the blocks and lift my butt up. And then come back down. Then I'll lift my leg up and come back down. To do both at the same time, you have to keep this leg super fired up. It's not going to work if it's not. If it's relaxed, it's going to be too heavy to lift. Tight body, light body. So at the same time as you push down into your blocks, you're going to lift your leg up. So take a big breath in, squeeze, exhale, push down, lift, and release. So that's with the blocks. Whew. Without the block, take it in stages. Choose to work on one aspect of it. This might be the aspect you need to work on first, getting your leg up as high as you can. And just as soon as you get it in place, you can still hold on to it. Get your right hand down. My right hand, my wrist is underneath my elbow. And my hands are in line with each other. If you have lines on your mat, use them. My hands are on my lines on the mat. Leg is fired up. Take a big breath in. Exhale. You're going to shift your body weight forward and lift. Push down as you lift and lower. Leg comes up. So think of rocking. Okay, then take a big breath in. You see my leg is sliding down because I let it go a little bit. Take a big breath in. Exhale, push and release. With the strap. Kind of weird. But so you want to get your leg through and your arm through. It's really awkward actually, but it is doable. Hang on. Wait, is this? Yeah. You might need to tighten it a little bit more. It's really awkward, but yeah. So you can bring it here, tighten it up. Ouch, I pinched myself. Yeah, really awkward, guys. When I did it before, it kind of worked out a bit better, but you get the idea. So basically, you want to try to catch this part with the strap. This strap is not the friendliest. Maybe if you have someone at home, they can tie you up. That could be fun, just saying, because this is not working out. Okay, so you want to secure the strap to secure your leg to your hand, so that's one less thing to worry about, and then you can go ahead and lift. Practice. Okay, you have the other side to do. I hope you get the strap thing. Good. Put that out of the way, and let's go on to the second side. All right. Right leg now is nice and straight. Bend your left knee. Get ready to stir your pot. Right hand underneath left foot. Left hand on the outside of your left knee. Lift it up and let's stir. I like to think about maybe stirring a really big bowl of liquid, like maybe soup with dumplings, of course. It's not soup without dumplings. And you don't want to spill it. So really want the movement to be smooth and controlled. Change direction. And as you're doing this in your own time, you can spend as much time here getting your hips open. You can include other postures if you like, to open up your hips a little bit more, to loosen them up a little bit more before you go into the elephant trunk. So now we're going to get ready to cradle our baby. Remember, you do have the option to let your knee, so this is not an option, this has to happen. Knee's going to come outward, and you can just support your knee and then bring your heel over towards your opposite shoulder. Then, option 2, if you will, bend your bottom leg and bring your chest close so you feel the stretch. Or then, this is a great way to get into it from there, come to here. So what happens often when you bring your foot into the elbow crease is this foot sickles. What do I mean by sickling the foot? The ankle gets this curved edge. So to prevent that, you want to push through the ball of your foot to keep your ankle long, yeah? And you'll see it happen, so just remember that. Sitting up tall, hold it. You can do a little bit of a rock here too if you like. Then when you're ready, transition into your twist. Choosing to keep your leg long, doesn't matter, or bend your bottom knee. Remember, sitting bones aren't resting, legs stay straight once the knee's bent. Let's do that again. If you bend your bottom knee like so, and both of your sitting bones are not on the floor, you're going to keep your right leg straight. Right hand supports the outside of your knee. If you're staying here, or bring your right arm up, move through your rib cage, anchor tricep on the outside of thigh. Left shoulder blade draws back, right shoulder blade reaches forward, and you're in your twist. And remember, you can also sit on the block. Take another inhale, exhale to release, move from your belly button, rib cage, then chest, neck, and head. All right, elephant trunk on the second side. Here we go. I'm not going to do it with the blocks again. That was really hard, but you saw that. So, all right, I'll show you. Get your blocks ready on either side of you. Right leg is active. Lift your foot up, support. Bring your left arm up, bring it on the inside of your left thigh, hook your ankle into the web of your left hand, guide your knee back as far as you can. And I'm rounding my spine to facilitate this. So I'm pulling my ribs in and getting my leg up as high as I can, like I'm putting on the strap of a backpack. Squeeze down, plant your palms on your block. These blocks are quite high, so I think that might be why it's actually quite awkward for me. But hopefully your blocks aren't as high or whatever prop you're using. Hands down, leg is active. You see I'm squeezing so much, my heel's coming off. Taking a big breath in, push down to lift. And come back up. And come back down. Oh, good grief. Bring your leg up. Those drills are really helpful. They've got your quads, your hip flexors fired up. So lift up. Yep. Let's go again. Take a big breath in. Exhale, come up, and down. Maybe you try inhaling as you lift. Play with the breath. Find what supports you better. When you're ready to try for both, and trust me, you don't have to, you can do one or the other. Take an inhale, lift, and exhale to release. Good stuff. Move your props off to the side. Yes, Nico. Take an inhale here. And exhale. Come into a little forward fold. Keep your spine long. Yes, baby. Toes and knees point up. And then slowly release. We're getting ready to come into our Shavasana. So you're going to bring your legs. Avoid your kitty cat. He's going to do Shavasana with me. He's really good at Shavasana. Come onto your back, take a moment, bring your knees into your chest. Maybe slowly rock a little bit from side to side. I like to place my hands on my knees. You can try this and just make circles. Kind of like think of your knees as joysticks and you're just moving them all around, just having fun. Good. Now we're going to look out for Kitty. In fact, let's move Kitty just a little bit. Will that be all right? Yeah? Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Miko. So place the soles of your feet on your mat at hip distance. We're getting ready to go into bridge. You have the option to take it into restorative. Restorative, you'll place your sacrum or your lower back on the brick. Otherwise, if you want it energetic, you just lift your hips up. I'm going to make it restorative. Take an inhale, lift. Slide your block underneath you. And you can rest here. I'm going to extend my legs so I can get a wonderful full front body stretch here and stretch up my hip flexors because they worked really hard with all of the quad drills and the elephant trunk stuff we did today. And then your arms can come above your head, arms a little bit wider than shoulder width, and just rest. Play with the placement of the block till you feel comfortable and you're not, your lower back ought to be supported here. Stay here for as long as you like. Good, when you're ready, you tone your belly, especially if you're in this position, just to protect your lower back. Bring your knees in. If you did lift your hips up into regular bridge, you can lower your hips down. Slide the block out from underneath you. Come on down. We're moving into a supine spinal twist. So let's come into our eagle legs. We did our eagle arms earlier. So let's cross the right leg nice and high over the left thigh. You can stay with one cross, or let's try for the double wrap. We don't have gravity to concern ourselves with now, so maybe it might be more accessible. So you just wrap the leg twice. Let your left foot come down. You're going to press into your left foot, scoot your booty over to the right side of your mat so you can lower yourself onto your left hip and let your knees come all the way, oh my word, over to your left. Now your right shoulder blade should be supported on your mat. Mine isn't. I don't have anything handy. But maybe if you have a towel, you could support yourself with a towel underneath your shoulder blade. Holy moly, this twist is intense. What you can do if you're like me though, and your knees are hanging in space, place the block so they can rest. So much better. Your gaze can be over to your right, to the ceiling, or to your left. Get ready to come back to center. Take an inhale, exhale, come back, unwrap your legs, readjust yourself so you're fully onto your back once again. Good. Left leg crosses nice and tight, so it's a nice tight wrap. Right foot comes down, lift your booty up, shift your hips over, let them come all the way over, support your knees with your block. Now you can see how I did that on the other side. Yes, Miko, my dear. And then come into your twist. He's such a snuggler. Yes, Miko. So you can stay here for a little bit longer. Then I'm going to slowly make my way out and come back onto my back. So make your way onto your back, move your block out of the way. We don't need it now. It's time for Shavasana. So if there's any other stretch you'd love to do before you head into Shavasana, go ahead and do so, but I am so ready. Legs extended, 1 foot to each corner of the mat, arms slightly away from your body. Take a big breath in. And exhale fully. Oh, he's not doing Shavasana with me today. So you're turning your attention inward and you're focusing on your body from the crown down to the soles of your feet. Stopping along the way at whatever part of your body still feels as though you might be holding on to tension or resistance. And just guiding your breath into those places and encouraging your breath to letting your breath encourage those places to relax, to soften, to surrender, to just let go. And then focusing on your breath, breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. Inhaling for the count of 4, exhaling for the count of 7. Just allowing yourself to fully relax here. And you can stay in your Shavasana for as long as you need. But when you're ready, you'll start to invite movement into your body once again. Bending your knees and bringing them into your chest. Give yourself a gentle squeeze. And then releasing your feet to the floor and rolling onto your side. Maybe bring your right arm behind you. And just pause here for a moment. Then pressing into your left hand and guiding yourself up. If you know you need your block to sit on, grab your block. Come into a comfortable seated position, whatever that might look like for you. Good. Let's all take an inhale together, reach your arms up, bring the palms to meet, and exhale, bring your hands to your heart. I want to thank you so much for sharing your amazing energy with me today and trusting me once again to guide you through your practice. Be free, be true, and always be you. Namaste. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I hope you enjoy the practice and I can't wait to see you soon and see how far you progress. Bless. Have a wonderful day. Mwah.